main principle, bottleneck with selection. Bottleneck with selectioner. Team to D Minecraft bot. Principle, bottleneck with Pantola di riproducción, Mondes peste, Pilzabotan, Cargando pax di recursos. M. Generando el mundo. Listo. 1d10, 1d10, 4d10, 2d10, 2d10, 2d10. One d10, 2d10, 2d10, 9d10, 3, 7d, 3d10, 1d10, 3d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 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 1, 2d10, 1d, 2d10, 3d10, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 3, 2d, 1, 1, 6d10, 1, 8d, 6, 3d10, 2d10, 1, 5d10, 6d, 3d10, 1, 3, 8, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 4d10, 2, 9, 4d10, 3d10, 1d10, 3d 6, 5, 1, 5, 5d10, 1d10, 1d2, 1d10, 3, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 1, 1d10, 5d10, 1, 2d, 2d10, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 1, 1d10, 1, 2, 1, 1d10, 1d10, 2, 1, 2, 1d, 2, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 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 1d, 1, 2d10, 1d10, 2, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 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 Pontolet chat, 8d9, 7d, Cambir 78, Quieno, 9, 1d10, 2d10, 1, 2, 3, 3d, 1, 5, 2d, 1d10, 5d, 1d, 1d10, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3d, 2d, 2d, 2, 3d, 1, 2, 5d, 6d, 10, 9d, 7d, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 4d10, 2d10, 3d10, Pontolet chat, 8d, 8, chat goo, 9, no, 9d, 9, cam, chat, 10, no, 1, 1d10, 3d, Cuado, Cuado de texto 7341, Cuado de texto and 7337, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 3, 3d, 2, 1, 2d10, 3, 2d, 1d, 2d, 9, 6, 1, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 2d, 2d10, 1d10, 2, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 3d10, 1, 2, 9d, 1, 7, 3d, 8, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2d10, 2d, 2d, 2d10, 3, 6d, 3, 9, 1, 200, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d10, 8, 7, 3d10, 1, 1d10, 8d, 1d, 1, 1d10, 1, 5, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 6d10, 2d10, 8d, 5, 9, 7, 1d10, 1, 2d, 1, 1d10, 2d, 1d, 2d10, 2, 1, 4, 4, 2d10, 2, 2, 2, 2d10, 2d, 2d, 1, 1d, 2d, 3d10, 1d, 1d10, 1d, 8d, 5, 6d, 4, 3d10, 2d10, 2, 1d10, 3d10, 1d, 1, 8d10, 3d, 1, 1d, 7d, 2d, 6d10, 1d10, 2d10, 9, 1d10, 8, 3d, 1d10, 1, 2d, 1, 2, 4d, 2d10, 1, 5d10, 9d10, 1, 1, 2, 5d, 1d10, 1d, 2d, 2d, 1, 2d10, 1, 2d, 2d, 1d, 1, 8d, 1d10, 2d, 6d10, 2d, 3, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 8d10, 7d10, 8d, 7d10, 6, 7d, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2d, 8, 6d, 2, 7d, 2, 2d, 1d10, 2, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 7, 5d, 5, 5, 5, 4, 2, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 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 1, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 9d, 1d10, 1d10, 1d, 2d, 1, 2d, 1d, 1, 2d, 1, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 5, 2d10, 1d10, 2, 2d, 9, 4d10, 2d10, 6, 1, 1d, 1d10, 6d10, 1d, 4, 2, 1d, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 8, 2, 1, 8d10, 4d10, 4, 3d10, 4d, Pontulet chat, 8d9, 9, 4d, 4d10, 2d, 2d, 1, 2, 1d10, 2, 1, 2d10, 7d, 3d, 2d, 5, 2d, 4, 1, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 8d10, 3d10, 2d10, 3d10, 4, 3d10, 8d10, 1, 8, 5, 2d10, 9d10, 8d10, 3d, 9d10, 2d, 1d10, 1, 1, 2, 2, 5, 8, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 5d10, 1d, 2, 2d10, 2, 8, 2d10, 8d10, 5d10, 3, 2d, 9d, 4d, 7, 2, 3d10, 1d10, 2, 2d10, 2d, 1, 7, 6, 4, 4d10, 2d10, 1, 9, 6d, 6d10, 1d10, 5d10, 1d10, 1, 3d, 1d10, 9d10, 1d, 3, 2, 2d10, 1d, 2d, 7d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 9d10, 3d10, 3d10, 8d10, 8d10, 5d10, 1d10, 6, 5, 5, 4d, 3, 1d10, 3d10, Pantul adjust del Jugo. Este Jugo. 3d10. 3d10. 1d10. 6d10. 6d10. Pantula check. 6d10. Box. Pantula deep. Pantula adjust del Jugo. Este Jugo. 6d10. 1d. 8. 5d10. 4d10. 2d. 1d. 1d10. 7d10. 2d10. 9d. 8d10. 8. 4. 2d. 1. 1. 1. 2. 9d10. 9d10. 6d10. 1d. 1d10. 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 2d10. 1d. 4d10. 2d10. 2d10. 1. 6d. 2d. 2d10. 4. 1. 1d10. 1. 2d10. 3. 5d. 1d10. 2d10. 2. 2. 2d. 7d10. 3. 2d. 2d10. 2d. 1d10. 1d10. 3d. 6d10. 4d10. 5. 3. 2. 2d10. 1d10. 1d10. 2d10. 1. 6. 1d10. 4d. 2. 2. 1d. 3d10. 2d10. 9d. 8. 9. 8d10. 5. 1d10. 2d. 2d10. 1d10. 5. 2d10. 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 8. 6d. 8. 2. 2d10. 1d10. 2. 1. 1. 1. 5. 1. 1d. 2. 1. 2. 9d10. 1d10. 4d10. 4d. 2. 2. 1d. 7d10. 1. 8d10. 3. 4d. 3d10. 1d. 1d. 2d. 2d10. 9d10. 8d10. 4d10. 2d10. 1d. 2d10. 1d. 2. 1. 1d. 1d10. 1d10. 1. 2. 6d. 2d10. 1d. 2d10. 1d. 1. 1. 1. 9. 9. 8d10. 7d. 6d10. 4d10. 5d. 4d10. 8. 5d. 4d. 1. 1d10. 5d10. 6d. 5d. 2d10. 2. 1d. 3d. 2d. 1d. 1d10. 9. 3d. 1. 4. 6. 4. 2. 1d10. 8d. 7d. 6d. 2d10. 2d. 1d10. 2d10. 4. 1. 2. 9. 6. 2. 1. 1d10. 1d10. 2d10. 1d10. 1d10. 1. 9d10. 7d10. 6d10. 5d. 2d10. 1d10. 3d10. 6. 9. 6d. 5d10. 4d10. 6. 5d10. 1d10. 2. 2d10. 1. 2d. 4. 1. 1d. 1. 2. 7. 2d10. 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 7d. 9d10. 1, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 1, 1, 1d10, 2, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 4d, 1d, 1d10, 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 1d, 9, 9d10, 1d, Pantelit chat, 8, no, 9d, 8d10, 6d10, 9, 8d10, 4d, 1, 7, 6, 4d10, 2d10, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 2, 1, 1d, 9, 6, 2, 1, 1d10, 8, 1, 1d, 2, 2d, 1, 1d, 7d10, 2d10, 1, 9, 1d, 1, 1, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 9d, 4, 3, 2, 1d10, 2, 1, 3d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1, 2, 2, 1, 7d10, 1, 1d, 2d, 3d, 1d, 6d10, 1, 2, 3d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 2d, 1, 2d, 1, 1d10, 2d, 1d10, 2d, 1, 1, 2d, 1d, 1, 2, 8, 5, 2d10, 1, 1, 2d10, 9d10, 8d, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 9d, 2d, 3d, 2d, 7, 4, 2d10, 2d10, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 7, 3d, 8d10, 2d10, 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 1d10, 9d10, 7, 1d, 6d, 2d10, 8d10, 2d, 9d, 1, 2d10, 9d, 4, 2d10, 4d, 1d10, 1, 1d10, 7, 6d10, 3d10, 1, 1d10, 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 1, 1d10, 2d10, Pantelit chat, Canberra 8d, 9d, 2d10, 2d10, 6d10, 2d10, 4, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 1d10, 7d, 6d10, 8, 5d10, 7d10, 1d10, 4, 2d, 2d10, 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 6d10, Pantelit chat, 9, 2d10, 8d10, 2d10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2D, 1D10, 5D10, 4D10, 2, 1D10, 1D10, 3D10, 1, 1D, 8, 1D10, 1D10, 1, 2, 2D10, 8D10, 2, 2, 1D10, 1, 1, 6D10, 7D10, 2D10, 3D10, 3D10, 7, 3, 2D, 1, 1D10, 2, 1D10, 1, 4, 1, 1D10, 1, 1D10, 1D, 2D, 1, 1D10, 2, 1D, 8, 1D, 2, 1D10, 4D10, 1, 2, 1, 4D10, 1, 2, 7D10, 1, 8D10, 1D10, 2D10, 6, 8D, 3D10, 2D, 1, 1, 6D, 6D10, 2D10, 2D10, 2D, 2D10, 1, 1, 2D10, 1, 2D10, 1, 1D, 1D, 1, 1, 8D10, 4D10, 1D, 9D10, 2D10, 2, 1D, 1D10, 1D, 1, 1D, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2D, 1D, Pontolet chat, 6, 8D9 Horabot, 7, chat, at, 7, cat, 9D, 1D10, 3, 4D10, 1D10, 4D10, 3D10, 1D10, 6, 5D10, 1, 1D10, 1, 1, 2D10, 1D10, Pontolet chat, 7, chat, no, 9, 1D10, 1D, 2, 1D, 2D10, 1D10, 3D, 6D, 2D, 1, 2D, 2D10, 2, 1D10, 1, 2D10, 1, 1D10, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2D, 2D10, 1, 1D10, 1, 2D10, 1, 1, 1D, 2, 1, 2D, 1, 1D, 1, 1, 2, 2D10, 1, 2, 1D10, 2D10, 1, 1D10, 3, 2, 2D10, 1, 5D10, 1D10, 6D10, 3D, 1D10, 1D10, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2D10, 1, 2, 2D10, 2D, 2D10, 1, 2D10, 3D, 2, 1D, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1D10, 2D, 1, Pontolet chat, no, 9, 10, no, 2D10, 2D10, 4, 1D10, 2, 1D, 2, 2D, 1D10, 1, 2, 3d10, 8d, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 1d, 2, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 5d, 6, 2d10, 2, 1, 7d10, 4d, 2d, 2, 1, 1d, 1, 1d, 2d10, 1, 3, 1d10, 3, 9, 3d, 2d10, 8d10, 8, 6d10, 5d10, 5d, 5, 5d, 5d10, 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 5, 4d10, 9, 2, 1, 1, 2, 9, 8d10, 6, 7, 8d10, 9d, 5d10, 9d, 4d, 1d10, 8d10, 2, 7d10, 2d, 1d10, 1, 1, 2, 1d10, 3d, 2, 2d, 2d, 2, 1d, 8d10, 2d, 2d, 3, 2d10, 5, 3d10, 5d, 1, 1, 4, 3, 1d, 6, 2d10, 2d, 1d, 8d10, 1, 2, 9, 8d, 4, 1d, 1, 1d, 2d, 2d, 2d10, 2d, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 3d, 1d10, 2d, 1d10, 1, 1d10, 1d10, 2d, 2d, 1, 1d10, 2, 1d, 1, 2d, 1, 2, 8d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d, 2d, 2d10, 5, 1, 2d10, 2, 1, 2d10, 1d, 9d10, 6d, 3d10, 2, 1, 1d, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 8, 6d10, 1d, 2d, 1d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 2, 2, 2, 2d10, 2d, Pontolet Chat, 6, 8, 7, 8, 2d10, 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 1d10, 4d10, 1d10, 9d, 1d10, 2d, 8d10, 2, 1, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 5, 2d, 1d10, 1, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 1d10, 1, 1, 8, 9, 9, 9, 7, 2d10, Pontolet Chat, 7d9 tel, no, 9d, no, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1, Cuado d10, Cuado d10, Cuado d texto 7341, 46d, 3, 100, 3, 3, 1, 8, 6d10, 5d10, 4D, 4D10, 1D10, 9D, 8D10, 7, 6, 2D10, 1D10, 8, 4, 2D10, 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 1D, 1D10, 1D10, 1D, 200, 200, 50, 40, 1D, 2D10, 1, 9D10, 1D, 6D10, 6D10, 2, 1, 2, 200, 1, 200, 5, 5D10, 5D, 4D, 4D, 3D10, 3D, 2, 2, 2D10, 2D10, 5, 6, 5D, 3D, 1, 1D, 1, 1D10, 1D10, 1, 2D, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5D10, 5, 3, 2D10, 3D10, 5D10, 6D, 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 6D10, 2D10, 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 1D10, 2, 2D10, 3, 1D10, 3D10, 2, 2D10, 1, 2, 2, 1, 9D, 9D10, 8, 9D, 8, 7D10, 8D10, 8, 8D10, 5D10, 3, 3, 1, 9D10, 8D10, 1D10, 2, 1D, 1, 3D10, 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 2, 2D10, 1D10, 1D, 1, 63D, 50, 200, 2, 2D, 3, 3, 3D, 1, 2D10, 2D, 2, 2D10, 2, 2, 2, 2D, 2D10, 2D10, 1, 8, 8, 8, 8D10, 1, 100, 5, 6D10, 4D, 2D, 3D10, 3D10, 2D, 1, 1D, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 8, 6, 6D, 4D, 4D10, 3, 2D10, 7, 7, 5, 4D10, 1D, 1, 1D10, 1D10, 7D10, 5D10, 1, 6, 40, 30, 6, 56, 2, 2, 3D, 2D10, 2D10, 5D, 4D, 3, 2D, 1, 1D10, 1D, 2D10, 7D10, 5D, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1D10, 2D, 1D10, 2, 3D10, 5D10, 6D10, 5D10, 2D, 3, 1D10, 6, 7, 8D, 9, 7, 6D10, 8, 2D10, 1D, 2, 3, 6D, 7, 7D, 1, 3, 1D10, 2D10, 2, 2D, 2, 3D, 2, 1, 4D10, 4D10, 4, 3D10, 1D10, 2, 2, 1D10, 4D, 2D10, 8, 7D10, 5D10, 5D, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1d10, 1d10, 2d9, 3d10, 1, 8d10, 7d10, 6, 2, 5d10, 1d10, 1d, 2d10, 4d10, 3d, 2, 9, 1, 1, 1d10, 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 8d10, 1d7, 2d10, 1d10, 1d9, 6d10, 5d10, 4d10, 1d10, 4d10, 8d, 7d10, 5d, 5d, 6d10, 7d10, 6d10, 7, 6, 5, 5, 3d10, 2d, 1d, 1, 1d, 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 2d, 2d, 3, 4, 4d, 3d, 2d10, 7d10, 1d10, 2d, 3d, 5d, 2d10, 1d, 8, 5d, 2d, 2d10, 3, 6, 5d10, 4d10, 5d10, 4d, 5, 5d, 3, 3d10, 2d, 1, 2d, 2, 9d10, 5d10, 2d, 1d10, 4d, 2d10, 1d10, 9, 8d10, 7d10, 5d, 5d, 2d, 1d10, 1, 9d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d, 2, 1d10, 1, 9, 9d, 6d10, 1, 1d, 1d10, 2, 1d10, 1d, 1, 1d, 9, 7, 1, 1d10, 6d10, 8, 2d10, 2d10, 5d10, 1, 8d10, 7d10, 2d10, 3d, 1, 2d10, 8d10, 3d, 6, 5d10, 3, 8, 7, 1, 1, 2, 200, 200, 200, 140, 263, 1, 70, 72d, 263, 1, 116, 17d, 243, 20, 20, 72, 1, 1, 1, 109, 30d, 2, 104, 1, 1, 100, 114d, 229, 115d, 229, 1, 1, 180d, 229, 181d, 229, 1, 1, 2, 1, 5, 2, 3, 2d10, 2d10, 2d, 1, 9d10, 11 power spot and 1d2. 6d10, 1d, 7d, 4d, 2, 1d10, 2d, 1d, 2, 2d10, 2d, 11 power spot and 1d2. One D, Panto, Carga, Man, Bot and Equis, Select, reproduce.